You're listening to Productivity Monsters in the Morning. We are the energy vault your real estate business needs to get you up and out and excited and productive for the day. We go over trending topics and things that really matter in the market of the moment. Here are your hosts, Tiffany Hampton and Brooke Silva.
Good morning, my spicy friend.
Right
here, you're making me look good.
Well, that's an okay thing because there are some days where it's like nobody listens to mom until mom yells. I could say the same thing 30 times in a row in the nicest voice ever and be calm. And then the second I lose my mind and I become a lunatic, all of a sudden you hear me.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
that's the world I'm living in.
Yeah, I was a Jersey mom, a Jersey Italian mom. So you can only imagine what my poor children went through. And now I've like role reversed that a little bit and I'm a little calmer and they're like, what happened to mom?
It's scarier, right? When you do things that are outside
scarier.
your personality.
When I don't get upset with them, when they do something and I'm calm, collective and reasonable, they're like, they do.
I would run.
Because they don't know.
I would run for the hills. I would be gone. You wouldn't even see me if you did that to me.
Yeah, and I think we talked about, we talked about this on one of the calls, many calls that we are on a daily, about my KPA and how when I was interviewing for MAPS, they were like, you don't like conflict. I was like, you have the right KPA because like I am all about conflict. And
well, you don't like conflict, so you go at it head first. There's the difference. Is you
it's
just
not conflict, it's my way. That's how it is.
or you're dead to me, and it's fun. I have to ingest some things. Like I don't kill people off in my head like you do. I do have to like. I've learned to like put it down, take a breath, walk away. No reaction. But I'm hitting my point in my personal and professional life where I'm at this, and this is so cruel coming from me. You either show up or you shut up. I'm so sick of complaining across the board. Well, I'm so sick of complaining.
And I would add to that, there's 3 levels of talent, right? There's cul-de-sac talent, there's, emerging talent, and then there's proven talent.
Complaining is always there. We talked about this yesterday. There's people who look for the shadows. There's people who see the shadows. And then there's the people who understand that shadows happen because of the light. I choose to live in the light most days. But there comes a time where stop complaining and look inside. Why are you complaining? How is this helping us move forward? How is it helping you move your world forward? Is it because you didn't show up the way you were supposed to? We just had this huge change in how some of our software works. And the amount of learning experiences versus true errors is staggering. I used a great word. I said, these are learning opportunities yesterday. Because what I wanted to say is, I'm sorry you didn't take the training and understand how it works.
Well, and yeah, that's the difference between cul-de-sac, emerging, and proven, right? Because like that emerging talent group, those guys probably are least problematic because they're looking to grow, right?
Right.
And your cul-de-sac talent, they'd rather complain about it because if they complain about it, then they're not in the spotlight. They're not in the sunlight. They're not being seen for whatever they are. And then the proven talent, they know what they know how they know it, and they're not open to big change.
And we as leaders take on a punching bag role sometimes, my own faults, right? I know that if I'm feeling beat up, it's because I let that happen to me.
No,
right? Like, but there are days where I feel like a punching bag. And I'm happy that people are comfortable enough to come to me. And we do get to I ask great questions because of my team around me helping me, get those questions out there. But there are some days I just want to shake people.
Well, there's
I
this
just want to
respect
shake
thing.
them.
Like, just because there's a problem does not mean you take it out on the person that's going to give you the solution.
Or the solution was right there. You just didn't want to work for it. Anything I've ever done in life, I've had to work so hard for. Nothing has ever come easy to me, and I envy when things come easy to people. I envy when they learn things so fast, and that doesn't happen for me. And I've accepted that over the years with my learning disability and how I learn and grow through things. But at the end of the day, if you're not showing up to help yourself, you don't have the right to complain. So if you're not taking the classes, if you're not getting the education, if you're not trying new things, if you're not shifting, you don't have the right to complain anymore. Complain to yourself.
Yeah. And here's the piece. They're too busy, which is my favorite.
And that's my favorite, because in the time it took you to complain to me and write your 40-page email, you could have gone on 2 clicks and found your answer.
Well, it all comes back to time management.
Or emotion management.
Yeah.
Like, would you speak to the people you love most in this world the way you speak to the people around you? I get it. You're all business owners. You run your world your way. We're here to help guide you and educate you, not tell you what to do or run your business. But there's a reason we get to be in our roles. We've earned the right to do some of the things and teach some of the things we've said. It is not an easy process to do what we do. It is. You are vetted, you are grilled, you are trained. I feel like you're like in the Miss America pageant, you're tweezed, you're like, you go out and you've got everything you need to perform. So are you living up to that level? Are you training every day? Are you stretching your brain? And if you're not, that's an internal dialogue conversation with yourself first, and then get a coach. Just get a coach. Show up to class, stop complaining.
Well, and here's the thing, right? Our business plan is 1 goal, 3 priorities, 5 strategies. That 3rd priority is always system, tools, education, and processes. Like, that's what
it's not email. Priority. It's not email us to complain. It's not. I didn't know. You know what's fun too? By the time I can usually get to emails, I get an email back saying, figured it out. Sorry to bother you.
Well, I can't tell you, wait 5 minutes and the problem goes away.
Right. That's if I can't answer you.
Yeah.
It always happens.
Yeah. Here's the other part of that's the truest statement. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've heard from leaders, well, if I don't respond to them immediately, then they don't think that they'll care, that we care. And that's my priority. That's retention, right? Well, people need to self-learn and self-discover. And if you just wait 5 minutes before you respond, most of the time they figure it out. And I've also come with the whole mindset of, you're allowed to bring a problem to me. However, you need to give me, what have you done to try to solve it? And what are the 3 solutions? If you had solutions, what do you think they are? Just doing that exercise will help people figure it out.
I do it all the time. I do it all the time. And I'm not trying to be obtuse when we do this, but if I ask you these questions and you've already done them, I'm going to put you into a further rage. I need to know. I wish I was a mind reader. No, I don't actually, especially in New England. But if people came to me more often and said, I've tried this is what I'm seeing, sometimes I get emails, it says, it's just broken. What's just broken? Your phone, your car, your computer, your heart. What is broken? Right. And the back and forth wastes so much time. And there's always emotion. Like when you're in problem solving mode, emotion doesn't help. I get it. The things we do, if it's business stopping, it is emotional. But the 30 minutes of yelling and screaming to try to get to the true issue of the problem is sometimes ridiculous. And I guess this week I'm just, it's only Tuesday, and I'm over it. So
here's the difference between you and I, right? Like, and don't take this the wrong way, and a little bit of coaching. I teach people how I want to be treated. So they come to me with, this is the problem. This is what I tried. Yep. What are your thoughts, right? Like, how are you allowing people to treat you? Just saying.
And you know what's unique about this situation? And I've been very good about pushing back and saying on, all the things we need to say. The people who are coming out of the woodwork are people I have zero relationship with to yell at me. I have to Google them. I have to figure out who they are. We've maybe seen each other in passing or on a Zoom. I have zero footprint with them.
Yeah.
So I let them go. And that has taken a long time. And there are some people who are just gonna complain. But look at yourself. It's what, May? It's going to be the end of May. If you're not hitting your goals, don't yell at me. Don't yell at Tiffany. Yell at yourself. Get a coach. Get into class and get into action.
Yell at me. They know better.
Well, they'll try if they don't know.
I mean, we have great conversation. I think I just give them the eyes and it just shuts it down. You need to learn the eyes.
How could you yell at me? How could, look at me? I'm like just a cute little thing.
Oh, stop it. That's why they yell at you, because they think they can get away with it.
No, they haven't figured out in life that I am the mean parent. Like, I am the bad cop most times. At work, I get to be the good cop. But at home, I am the bad cop. I am the only one who would keeps them on the straight and narrow. I'm the mean cop. I'm the bad one.
Yep.
I'm the rule follower.
Well, and just so you know, it's across the board everywhere. Like, before we got on this Zoom, I sent an email yesterday to 45 people. It needed responses from 45 people. I got a response from one. So I sent off an email this morning saying, hey, maybe somebody else should send an email with a little bit of a different message, because maybe it's just me. And then I put an LOL after that. Maybe they just don't want to talk to me, and that's okay. Somebody else could take over. Unrelated to KW. So just so we're clear.
Oh, I know what that's related to. That's your other stress pot.
Well, and so, when I think I've learned over the years that I am not taking anybody else's baggage. I'm not doing it. Like, do people need to vent? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
In a respectful way.
Absolutely. Do you need me to listen, or do you want advice?
Yeah. But don't
say it all the time.
The listen though, respect. I will listen as long as you're respectful.
All right. So today's lesson: shut up or show up with respect.
Well, it's important. We're all working towards a common goal.
We're adults. This is not.
And honestly, I want to make 100,000 millionaires in my path, right? Like,
I do too. And I think that's one of the hardest parts, is I think we see it so much faster than the people we serve. Yeah. We see their greatness. They need time to catch up to the greatness we see within them.
Well, that's why every time you said the word coach, it's 100% true. Because if you don't have somebody guiding you, then you're going to be very emotional.
Yep. Emotion is not always a great thing.
Yeah.
Not always a great thing. All right, friends, you had spicy, salty Brooke today. You had the sweeter side of Tiffany, which doesn't happen very often. It's like a piece of little taffy.
With my age, I think the older I get, the nicer I'm going to be.
I know.
People that think that, like, I told the story of the woman had to walk around the restaurant because they didn't want to cross my path. Like, that doesn't happen anymore. Like, I'm just a nicer human.
Know. You people. It's because you're peopling.
Yeah, I went to the doctor's yesterday and actually had a great me. I had a great conversation with the nurse for so long that the doctor walked in and said, "Can I see my patient?" I was like, I was just having a great conversation. That's weird.
Did they then check you for a fever?
So weird. But I think I'm at the point right now where I've been that salty complainer and emotional, and I know what it's done. And take it from me, because Miss Brooke is being salty. The sooner you get rid of it, the sooner your life gets better.
Yep, and it's gone. Like, as soon as I get to tell you things, it's gone, and I feel better, and I'll go on my day. You know why yesterday I was extra salty? I didn't tell anybody what was going on. I didn't let it go.
Your text messages were salty. They were like
Goodbye.
9 sentences and they were salty. I was like, I felt it. I felt the energy.
A little gritty, a little salty. Saltier side of Brooke. All
Well,
right,
it's
friends.
funny.
No, we're done. We're not
Funny.
going over
It's
my
funny.
saltiness.
You're funny. You're funny. See, when I first started at the region, I was the salty one. And Brooke, Nate and Matt used to say, how do you guys get along? And we're role reversing. You should see how you froze. I love it. Bye, Brooke.